Guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Oak and Cedar's very first tasting that we're doing. I got a couple of the winners right here with me. This is Brandon Rohrbacker and Jim Barber. I've known these guys for quite a while, so I'm really excited they're here today. We have Blackened Whiskey that's going to be the tasting feature today. I have the Cask strength, the Wes Henderson, which is the guy that founded or started Angel's Envy. I have the Batch 143 and their 72 Seasons bourbon. So we're going to try through all those. We're actually going to do a blind tasting. I got some Glens set out. But first, I have never had Woodford Double Oaked. I know, it's basically blasphemy. And this, he told me.
I don't know how you do it, man.
Yeah, no, you told me it was blasphemy. So, Brandon, why do you like this bottle specifically?
This specifically is going to be one of my favorites, simply because it's of the heavy oak.
Yeah.
It brings out just something that I'm looking for in a bourbon. Not necessarily every bourbon, but specifically Woodford. It's just good. It's really good bourbon. So I think you'll like it. I hope you do.
So, and Jim, you've had this one before?
I have had this one before, and it's probably in my top 5.
I'm a big fan of Woodford. I've had several before. I've just never had the double oak. So here we go. Let's give this a taste. Oh, I could tell it's way more oaky than what I'm used to with the regular Woodfords.
Absolutely, it is.
That's that. Okay.
Yeah. It's that good.
It is that good. So this is has a lot more depth of flavor. This has a lot more of a profile to it. And dude, thank you for bringing this.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So this was
It's a pleasure.
Good to get our palates warmed up. But what we're gonna do now is get set up for our blind tasting. We got 4 Glens in front of us. We're gonna label them all. I'm gonna have my producer Austin Paradellis, my producer, man, take care of that for pouring it out for us. But we're going to get this set up, get off camera, and we'll be back in just a second. All right, guys, thanks for sticking around and coming back. We are going to sample some whiskey here in a second. Before we do that, I'm going to get some details about what this is. So Blackened Whiskey is Metallica's whiskey. That's based on their song Blackened, obviously, but it's done a little different. So it's not aged. Normally, it's aged with what they call black noise, which I thought was a little silly, honestly, coming out the gate. It's just they put their playlist and they put their music in the rick houses, and it vibrates the whiskey inside the barrels, and that's what helps it age. That's what helps it get color into it and flavor into it. And just to let you guys know, the ones we have, the regular Blackened is Batch 143. That's going to be a playlist. I'm just going to run through it real quick. Whiplash, Battery 1, The Four Horsemen, The Day That Never Comes, Damage Incorporated, Nothing Else Matters, and The Memory Remains. So I would listen to that all the time. Metallica is one of my favorite bands. I would absolutely listen to that one. The Blackened 72 Seasons is just the 72 Seasons album. I haven't heard that yet. I don't have the 72 Seasons. Have you guys heard that album? Is it good?
Pretty good.
I assume it's good. I just haven't had a chance to listen to it yet. Blackened Cask Strength Volume 4, could not find a playlist. So I couldn't find what the playlist was for the Cask Strength. But the Wes Henderson, and this is probably my favorite playlist of all of them, For Whom the Bell Tolls, No Remorse, King Nothing, The Unforgiven, Hit the Lights, Orion, The Day That Never Comes, and then Blackened 2020 Remastered. So that's the playlist for the Blackened Wes Henderson edition. I'm really excited to try that one and see if the songs change the profile of the
They stick to their name, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So just looking at these guys on the color, anything? I mean, I'm noticing one right out the gate.
Yeah,
off the front. Off kilter from the rest of them. Number B. I'm going to stick with number B. Number B.
Intelligent.
C. I don't even know if that was probably the lightest one.
Yeah, I was going to say C almost looks like a light whiskey if I had to take a guess.
I don't know if that was just Austin pouring it light or not, but D.
They're cheaping us out, man.
Oh, he's fine. He's sampling some too. He looks like he's sampling B actually. I'm sure it's gonna be good. So guys, let's go with letter A first, and start at the start, huh?
Really light on the nose.
Really light,
very light on the nose.
But some caramel, some like cinnamon that I'm catching. Then again, I could be totally wrong. My palate's still new. It's even. Like it's an even pour. It's smooth. Yeah.
Flat.
Flat may be kind of negative, but
well, I don't mean it in a negative way. I mean
right.
Flat is in it doesn't have a peak as far as it's
right.
What people would consider a burn.
It's consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely no burn in there at all. I mean,
none.
I'm not saying it drinks like water. Jim, what's your thoughts, man?
I'm kind of in the same boat. Like I said, it's really even keel from start to finish there.
Yeah, right.
And,
Yeah. Very consistent.
Right. Let's go with B.
The darker of
the darker of the yeah.
I feel like you should have put this in letter number D.
Yeah.
Number D.
That's where we're going with this. Number D.
This is number B. So right away, I mean, the nose is fuller.
Yeah. I'm almost wondering what the age statement on this is. If it's a
it's
lot longer than these,
it's got to be.
Just based on color alone.
And if I had to guess, like just looking at this, if I had to get, because the bottles, the blackened bottles are dark, you can hardly see through it. I'm guessing this is either going to be the Cask strength or the West Henderson. It's got to be one of those two.
Yeah, it's got to be a higher age statement. Maybe 8, 10, 12 years.
Yeah, I'm going to say this is probably, just from what I know about West Henderson, this is going to be that one. Okay.
That's different. Yeah.
Wow.
Me too. Yeah, I get the same thing on that.
Now, grab one of those bottles. Just it doesn't matter which one. They're finished somehow. I forget exactly what they're finished in. So finished in brandy casks. So that's all of Blackened's whiskeys finished in brandy casks. So they're going to have a different nuance of flavor than just a traditional.
Yeah, you'll get a lot more fruits.
Yeah,
for sure.
Brandy. I was going to say definitely more fruit flavor to them.
Yeah, figs and
brandy.
A little bit of citrus.
I'm saying right now, B's my so far my number one on this one. Yeah, I'm gonna move that one up a little bit, just to help me gauge, what they are. I'm gonna use another YouTuber's.
Definitely got some sweetness to it.
Oh, for sure.
Up front, yeah.
But
I think down the back, it's a little bit warmer.
Mm-hmm.
So the proof is definitely higher on this.
100%.
Sure.
It goes hotter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Charlie.
Charlie's
number Charlie.
Okay, this one is almost floral on the nose.
Mm.
It's interesting.
So this, I think, it seems like this drinks a little bit hotter than A, but not quite where B is.
Oh, I feel like proof might be a little higher on this one than the B.
You think so?
Just slightly.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, it's definitely good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep B as my number one so far. I'm gonna go back and retaste them, obviously, but we're gonna go A to D, then D back down to A, and so we can kind of get a good balance of where we're at. But C, I get a little more like nutty, almost peanutty taste to it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do taste that peanut kind of. It's weird to say.
Right.
You're drinking a payday.
Well, I mean, the price of some of these whiskeys might be somebody's payday. Huh?
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, these vary. I know the regular batch 143 is like a $49 bottle, but the West Henderson goes from like $99 to $119.
Yeah, it's up
So
there.
so I mean, this could be anywhere in between there. I mean, it really could be. This could be the West Henderson. There's no telling, but
that would surprise me if this was their higher statement bottle, just based on color.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It looks like the lightest one. The B definitely should be, but again, the black
you never
noise.
really know. Yeah.
Well, the black noise, it vibrates it so sticking much, and one of these playlists may have a lot more bass to it. So I mean, there's no telling.
Get the vibrations in there.
Yeah, good vibrations.
Good.
Are you? That's okay. That's the song you went with.
You said good vibrations.
I did say good vibrations.
I mean,
Depends on where you go with that.
All right, so D.
Okay, 100% the lowest proof of all of them,
Okay.
without a doubt.
I'm gonna have to go back to A on that one, but
I
yeah.
definitely think that D has, on my palate, the least amount of flavor as well.
D.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there was-
Interestingly enough, the flavor's not really there. I'm not picking up on much at all.
Okay. So I'm almost getting. Oh yeah, this one. I'm almost getting like a popcorny
Yeah.
note on that one.
Kind of like a
Butter
movie,
popcorn.
movie popcorn finish.
yeah, like the butter.
Yeah.
Like that buttery note
Which
is
I'm
definitely
not.
there.
I'm not mad about it.
I'm not hating it.
I mean, every time I take my kids to go see a movie, I have to take out a mortguage to pay for all the popcorn. We're gonna buy it. We're gonna buy the popcorn.
I bought my own popcorn machine, so
This guy got smart.
I mean, hey, why not? But
you also have a 20-foot screen in your house, man.
It's I wish I had that. No, but movie nights are definitely cheaper these days.
You should try that with a piece of chocolate.
Oh, yeah?
That changes it.
Okay.
Drastically.
It's really funny how there's not a lot on the nose of that.
No, there's not. There wasn't a lot on the palate, but the chocolate introduces so much to it. It makes it. You lose the buttered popcorn and you pick up a lot of the fruit. A lot of the fruit when you add a little bit of chocolate.
When you coat them out with chocolate.
Yeah. You lose a lot of the popcorn.
Okay, you're not wrong. See, I don't really pick up floral notes like tasting too much.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it almost tastes like perfume.
Right. And that's I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
You know.
But again, I'm new. I've only been drinking bourbon. I'm drinking whiskey since May of last year, May of 2024. So this is all still pretty new to me. Like I said, most people Woodford Double Oak's one of the first things they buy, and tonight was my first night having it. I've been in this game for.
That's still blasphemy. Y'all give them a bunch of grief on that
I
one.
want to see that in the comments.
I need you guys to thank Brandon in the comments for me. Just say thank you, Brandon, for introducing Clay to Woodford Double Oak. That's all.
Just do me a favor, post hugs and kissy faces. That's all I want.
I don't even think I introduced myself as Clay Johnson at the beginning of the video. Just assuming people know me, man. It's crazy. Sorry.
Yeah, the chocolate really makes
The chocolate does help.
really enjoyable.
You know, one thing tasting
I'm
the chocolate
feeling
doesn't help with is the nose.
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all.
I guess so. I'm
Are you making fun of my nose?
No. I'm making fun of my inability to smell anything. So right now I'm having like B up front. Maybe D is number 3, C is number 2, A is number 1. But we're gonna go back through.
This is where I'm at currently.
D is number 1.
Absolutely.
That far out? Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Just based on adding the chocolate to it, because chocolate
Fair
is
enough.
such an easy thing to add to your bourbon.
Right.
As far as your palate.
In case you're wondering, it's 72% dark chocolate that we broke up in these little tasting bowls. So that's a good.
But now I'm curious what the chocolate will do to the others. How much will it help or hurt them?
Right. Sure. I mean, we got plenty here,
I hope so.
and I have more back here.
It might not look like it, but I like chocolate.
We all do, man. We all do.
Who hates chocolate? Oh, my son.
What? Man,
Really?
Logan refuses to eat chocolate.
that's crazy.
I mean,
He won't eat it.
I have a daughter that essentially lives on chocolate. That's all she. Chocolate and rage is how she exists.
Chocolate and teenage angst, is that?
She's a 9-year-old with teenage angst. Absolutely.
That's impressive.
Oh, I'm telling you, man.
I know where she gets it from.
Her mom.
Better hope she didn't hear that.
Rachel, like and subscribe to this.
You better hope she doesn't watch this video.
Oh, she watches all my videos, man.
I hope so.
That's what she tells you.
She asked me, "Did you post a video today?" I'm like, "Yeah, you should watch it." And she said, "Okay," and then she does, but she only knows because I tell her she's not subscribed.
Your own wife.
Your own wife doesn't subscribe to your YouTube
I
channel.
only have like 30 subscribers right now, man. It's still new. So I'm going back to C right now. Looks like you like C a lot.
I went back with the chocolate, and I'm putting it way ahead again. Ahead of D, because D with the chocolate really made it nice, but C with the chocolate was
Yeah.
a massive flavor improvement for
Okay.
sure.
Okay. I am going to put. I mean,
I know it's hard, isn't it? It's hard.
It is, but so I'm not really a high proof guy, right?
I like high proof stuff.
I'm not. I don't know what to call that or whatever, but I'm
I think
not
it's called
really
being a
big
wimp, I'm not
on
sure.
Oh,
the
man,
high
be
proof.
nice, Clay. Be nice.
Yeah. Anyways,
How
I
rude,
do.
man.
right.
You know,
I'm telling you.
I like that. I guess 90 to 110 range.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's a good range, though.
It's
I mean,
not
it really
it's
is.
not a
It's
bad
Good
range.
I like to call it the sweet spot.
I personally like to stick between about 100 to 135. That's my
Okay.
sweet
So
spot.
just south of hazmat.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because, I mean, 140 from again still new, but 140 is hazmat, right?
Yeah.
Like 140 proven up.
And I think that's really the only thing
That-
holding me back on
That I brought something for you that's 125 and a half proof.
Okay.
So,
Which one? Which one?
That'd be the Bookers.
Okay. Yeah, we're doing.
It's
We're gonna,
Bookers 2024 batch one.
we're
We'll
gonna,
talk
we're gonna
about
have
that
another
later.
little post side tasting after the official tasting.
Post official tasting.
But yeah, Brandon was very very kind enough to bring a few of his own personal selection to the house here, and we're gonna taste some of those along with the Woodford Double Oak.
And maybe we do that blind. That way you get an idea of what's what without going in knowing what it is.
We might have to. I mean,
Maybe we should just start a whole nother video after we're done. After we're done with
I
this,
don't-
we
I
just
don't-
do it's all over again.
I know. I picked earlier and called you. I don't know that I can drink that much in one night and stay vertical long enough to record another video.
Clay, you're at home, man.
Where do you have to go?
Like, have fun.
I have to make it all the way to the bedroom.
Have fun with this thing.
That's
right?
like 27 feet.
It's not even. It's not even 27 feet.
I don't know.
You could
It's
crawl.
not-
You could crawl and be fine.
Yeah.
I gotta go around stuff though.
I'm sure your wife would just bring you a blow up air mattress right into the office here.
We had one.
I would be nice enough to just throw a blanket on the floor over him and be like, "Good night." Because
I've been there. I've had that.
I think we all have at this point.
I know what it feels like.
I mean, honestly, again, still new to it, but I've never been drunk. I'm actually a little nervous about that, a little bit,
Really?
because at one of our sales meetings we had, and Jim, I think you were at this one. It was one of the ones in Hammond. I had 4 or 5 pours of just neat whiskeys of different kinds because I wanted to taste a bunch of stuff, and Trey was pouring heavy that night.
We were definitely in Hammond.
Trey was pouring heavy that night, and I didn't feel anything, and that makes me a little nervous for me because I don't know.
You don't know where your limit is.
I don't know where my limit is,
Yeah, that's a
and
problem.
that's terrifying. I think I might burn a hole through my liver before before I get any kind of inebriation setting.
You're gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine. Don't worry about
I
it.
should be fine. Drink responsibly, but enjoy every sip. Okay.
Absolutely. That bee is just leading the pack. For
I'm
me.
telling you, man. I'm with you.
We should try it with
Try
some chocolate.
a little chocolate with the bee. A
Absolutely.
little chocolate with the bee.
I still had some chocolate on
Dude,
the palate.
so it brings out a really heavy hazelnut. It's really nice.
I like hazelnut.
You should like that.
Yeah, B's still ahead of the pack for me. I mean, that's still the winner for me so far.
Yeah.
Funny story. I like hazelnut. My wife loathes hazelnut. So I buy the creamer for my coffee regularly.
She kisses you goodbye for work, and she's just like, "What?"
Oh, no. Look,
I
she
drink
can
my coffee
smell.
black, so I don't have
She
to
can
record that.
smell the creamer when I open the bottle to pour it into my cup, and she doesn't come near me after that.
Oh, that's so funny.
I almost wonder if that's a win-win. But if she watches this and you agree, you're in trouble.
She's probably not going to watch
I don't know. Angela's a sweetheart, man. I've known them for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
this.
really
Oh, I
like
see. Oh, yeah.
way on the inhale.
Wow.
You get that really heavy hazelnut. It's
Okay.
really nice.
Now, if I'm going back to A,
I mean, I might have to even shift my bee even further
Wow.
forward.
After-
Really? With
Wow.
that.
after doing this, I'm going right now.
I mean,
BADC is kind of where I'm sitting at.
He's
I
BDAC.
got to get back to the A. I liked the A at the very beginning. It was,
I like it more now.
you like the A
After
more
I hit
with the chocolate.
with the chocolate, but not just with the chocolate. After tasting the other one, and just having a gauge to compare it to, having some sort of spot to put it on.
I see what you're saying, right? Because we started with it, so it was at a disadvantage at the beginning. So maybe let me come back to it.
A's good though. A's good. So I think. All right, I'm set where I'm going to be because after tasting through the second time, I think we're going to be. I think we're going to be good. So let's just kind of figure out where we're at with it. Mm-hmm. So Austin, if you want to bring the bottles up here, man.
Excuse me.
You can just set it on the table.
Lock them in.
Lock them in. Are we locked in? We locked in? Okay, so you are CBDA?
Yes.
Okay, CBDA. Mm-hmm. I'm BADC. You're
I'm BADC.
Okay, so you're with me. You're right there with me.
BADC, yeah.
Okay, so we just have to figure out whether or not me and Jim are right or Brandon's right.
I mean, is it really right or wrong?
Okay, now what I'm going to say about this is I liked every pour that we had.
Absolutely.
I wasn't mad about any of them, and I know there's a hesitation of buying any type of whiskey that's backed by a celebrity. But Metallica was drunk throughout the entire 80s. They know how to mix whiskey, or they know what it should taste like. They know exactly what this needs to taste like, and the people that work with them in this, they do a fantastic job. So let's all right, let's surprise us. I'm gonna say B was my winner. So let's go ahead and start with A, because I'm BADC. A, I'm thinking this was 72 seasons. Yeah, okay. A 72 seasons. So that's going to be our A whiskey. Huh? Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
I wanted to take a quick look. Okay, 90 proof.
So I know when you won, Jim, that's the one you said you were most interested in trying.
I really was.
Was 72 and batch 143.
Those were the two.
Those were the two
that I was most excited about.
So this is our A, and this was your least favorite.
Correct.
Okay. Dude, maybe it's this album. Maybe you just don't like that album as much as their older stuff.
It's
possible.
He did say that he was a high proof guy too.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's not high proof. It's 90.
What's this? This is 90 proof. Yeah,
90
okay.
proof.
So it's under my personal threshold for where I like to sit.
Right. It's about where I start. So B. Are we going to guess on this one? Because
I think we're all in agreement that B is going to be Wes Henderson.
Wes Henderson. So I'm thinking 72 seasons, Wes Henderson, batch 143 cask strength. That's what I'm thinking. But let's see if B is indeed Wes Henderson.
Nice.
Oh man.
Wow.
Good job, boys.
Yes, indeed.
Good call.
Yes, indeed. So that's the Wes Henderson, and this is the guy that I think he helped found Angel's Envy whiskey, and then he did some work with Blackened, and now he's doing something else. I'm not exactly sure what he's doing, but look this guy up. He's busy. He stays busy. And this one's 116 proof.
And
so
higher proof.
Higher proof
makes sense why it's in my second place.
Yeah, and it makes sense why it's a lot darker too.
Yeah.
What's
is there
an
age statement
on it?
age statement on it?
I didn't see one.
Does it tell
It's a
us?
bold collaboration. That's all it says.
Yeah.
There's no age statement on it.
There's not.
But
interesting.
Definitely my number one. The Wes Henderson was
Maybe my proof is rising
as
I'm getting more and more into this.
Yeah.
I tell you, man, that thing hits like Mike Tyson. It's good.
If you think that kicks like Mike Tyson, that's weak sauce.
Yeah, I was going to say.
No, I'm not saying hits like burns or hurts. I'm saying it hits the right spot of the palate.
Yeah.
Like that's number one for me.
It is a really nice spot in the palate.
All right, C. We
C
said
is-
this was
C is-
batch 143. I think.
I'm thinking C is going to be cask strength, just personally, just because of the way the proof hit.
Yeah.
The way it felt. Yeah. I feel like
what you got for us, Austin?
I feel like C is going to be cask strength. And
and Brandon's right. Okay,
Nice.
that's
120.8 proof. Which
is that the highest one?
That is my sweet spot.
Yeah, that was the highest.
Okay.
I think.
That's right at where I like to be. So
Yeah, and
that makes sense as to why it's my number one.
And it's volume, and this is the one I couldn't find the playlist on, so that makes me sad. I'm just gonna say this was probably like the Black album and maybe some of Load and Ride the Lightning. Let's go with that.
Makes sense. Ride the Lightning. That's fitting.
who hates Ride the Lightning? Nobody.
Oh, no.
Nobody.
And then
That's
G is
probably
going to
why.
be
Well, you know their rye whiskey is called Rye the Lightning, right?
Rye.
It's called
Yeah,
Rye the
makes
Lightning.
perfect sense. Why not?
So I had these two mixed up, right? But you had them dead on.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
makes sense.
Which, I mean, you know more about this than I do, so I'm still learning. I'm still figuring
What's
it
the
out.
proof on that? 90,
90
proof
proof.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
it
that's the
ended
regular
up.
batch 143?
Yeah, that's
That's
143.
143.
Yeah, it ended
Sounds
up
good.
in my third place. It barely beat out by the West Henderson.
Right.
Barely, not much, but it was close.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely the cask strength was
Was your number one?
That was my number
Just
one.
the high proof did it for
Just yeah, the oaky, the rich oaky notes that you get from those higher proof bourbons.
Yeah.
It came out and it kind of reminisced of So I definitely enjoyed that because of I think mainly because of the proof, because you can taste it.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I learned some stuff today. Hope you guys did too. Guys, fantastic line of whiskeys. We weren't mad at any of them. Like I said, I'm still new to this. He's not, and he's very, very seasoned. So Jim's our old pro in the room. But if you guys want to pick any of these up, do it. It's great. I don't get paid for it. Hashtag not a sponsor. But the Blackened, we had be it either number one or number two across the board.
Mm-hmm.
The West Henderson is a hit for everybody. If you like higher proof, obviously the cask strength, and 72 seasons if you like a little bit of the lower proof, which is kind of where it looks like me and Jim are. So, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with this the whole time. And I'll tell you guys the same thing I tell you every single video. Live like you drink responsibly, but enjoy every sip. Have a good one, guys. See you next time.